entire family. Welcome into the Clemson Tires Radio Show. I'm Zach Lentz. He is Jason Priester, rocking a new hat.
Yeah, we got a new hat in the rotation this week.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. Yeah, we just got done eating supper and had tacos. And so, like when you eat tacos, like how your, it's like your breath stinks and you can taste it.
Yes, I am aware of that aftertaste. I just got done eating myself, but it was pork chops over here.
Yeah, so that combined with the hot sauce has my voice, struggling. So, from now on, there will, yeah, let's see, be a little wiser selection when it comes to supper.
Yeah, pork chops is one of my favorite. I always loves it when the wife breaks that out.
Oh yeah, I love some pork chop.
I
Uh,
prefer them fried. She barbecued them tonight.
ah, ah, yeah. See, I like anything. Yeah, my Father's Day gift this year was a uh, what's it called? A what is it? Oh, a Blackstone grill, and that thing is spectacular.
Yeah, we don't do much grilling out here, unfortunately. Too many bugs.
Oh, come on. I thought in tunes, y'all, yeah, grill possum and squirrel and
Raccoon. Raccoon. That's the specialty out here.
I heard that. I heard that. Well, listen, this is our first show at 7 o'clock. Hope y'all are enjoying it. Yeah, like Jason said last night, we are trying to, yeah, uh, pull any fast ones or keep you on your toes. We are just trying to find the uh, the best time for us with yeah uh, press conferences and all that stuff. Uh, let's see.
Yeah, I ain't never passing up a good steak now.
Yeah, especially if it's a raccoon steak.
Absolutely. Especially if it's one, hunted, killed, processed right here in Timminsville.
Oh, that is too much information. So let's dive in. We have a full show. As always, you drive this show. So if you have comments or questions or anything that you want to talk about, uh, jump on. I swear this taco is going to. It's like the you get that little tiny piece of chip stuck in your throat. That is what I have. So
Know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah. All right. So Jason, the season is upon us. We have football in less than a week. We got our first taste of it this past weekend. Uh, who impressed you? Who did you like this? Uh,
I like Sam Hartman in that Notre Dame offense. Again, I didn't get to watch the game; I only caught the highlights. But man, he looked sharp from what I saw. I was impressed by freshman, or I'm not sure if he's a freshman or not, but that young wide receiver there for Notre Dame, Jayden Greathouse. Um, Impressed by the USC offense, not so much the defense. And I was impressed by that performance Hawaii put on Saturday night. That was the game I got to watch a little bit um, of all the games this weekend. Cut it off a little bit too early, come to find out, because they made a valiant comeback there late in that game. But that was an impressive performance. Everything that's going on out there, fly across country and come up just a little bit short. Throw an interception on the drive you're trying to go in and tie the game.
yeah, I agree. Sam Harden, I mean, he is incredibly impressive. He was, nearly perfect through. I think his his rating was like 251. So he looked incredibly comfortable in, in that Notre Dame offense. However, the USC defense, yeah, honestly, they had a little concern with, our college football uh, playoff.
They gave up almost 200 rushing yards to San Jose State, 28 points, just under 400 yards of total offense that USC defense gave up. It's absolutely a little concerning. Their third down defense was not very good. There is a lot of room for improvement. San Jose possessed the ball for more than 30 minutes in that game. Like I said, their offense was impressive, but that defense left a lot to be desired. There is a lot of work to do if that team plans on making it to the college football playoff. And that is one of the four that I picked.
Yeah, I mean, you are going up against offenses, like Oregon, who has, Bo Nixley, and then, yeah, the sleeper, I think, in the Pac-12 is Washington. I mean, they have arguably the most dynamic QEs in the nation. And so, yeah, Utah, I mean, it's not going to get any easier for USC than it was supposed to Saturday. And honestly, they look, you know, very, very, uh, I guess, but
Uninspired,
yeah,
that defense. You bring up Utah. Utah is intriguing to me. I'm looking forward to see what they do against Florida this week. That's a big game right off the bat. Utah wins that game, and I think they should. That that'll go a long way towards helping their chances of maybe being that team from the Pac-12 that can make a run at it.
Yeah, here's the thing that every single year, yeah, we hear the talk of Utah. Lee Corso has pounding that drum for years and years and years. And they are a sound team. They are a well coached team. The thing is, they always have, one of those games where it's like, what the hell? They have a game where they just lay an egg and you can't explain it. And that ultimately is what costs them their chance. So, I am kind of like you in the Oregon situation. With Utah, yeah, they have to prove it.
That's like last year they lost to UCLA. UCLA, um, they do tend to have one of those games every year where they drop a game they shouldn't. Um, we'll see if they can avoid that this year, but they have kind of started to become known for doing it.
Yeah, and UCLA is another interesting cat. I mean, you have Chip Kelly, who has, yeah, revitalized and re-energized as much as you can the LA fan base. And, and look, honestly, there for a little while, it was nice to see the Roseville, yeah, yeah, filled and excited last year at times. Uh, he is in the same situation as Utah. They get off to hot starts, they score a lot of points, and then ultimately they blow it.
Yeah, UCLA got off to that hot start last year. You know, they lost to Oregon in the first half of the season, but that was it. And then they were sitting there with one loss well into November, I think it was, and then to go on and lose two in a row, one of those to Arizona, and then lose a close one to USC. There's some intriguing teams in the Pac-12 this year. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That UCLA team ended up winning 9 games last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Uh, Dale, are you talking about South Carolina? Or are you talking about Southern Cal? Because Clemson, look, not sure if I've ever told this story, but our good friend David Hale asked yeah, that question on Clemson after the Georgia Tech game. I was sitting right in front of him, and it was like, the look in Dowd's eyes. I was sitting here shrinking down in my seat. I wanted to no part of that. It was honestly that was the most intense I had ever seen Dowd get outside of Dan Wilkin. Yeah. Who he just has this propensity to piss off everyone.
Yeah, I'm not a big Dan Walken fan at all. I think he has some of the worst takes out there. Um, Not even worth diving into. But yeah, if you were sitting directly in front of David Hill when he asked Dabo about Clemson in that day, that is definitely one of those where you start sinking down in the chair, at least turn around. Who said that? Because it sure wasn't me. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like when someone farts, in a room and you're like, who did that? Because it wasn't me. That was the feeling I got. So,
I don't think he's been asked about that since then, has he?
no, not if everyone wants to keep their credentials. Alright. So as we say, we want you to get in the conversation. So Riley has a question. Have you ever noticed that whenever Sheridan Jones is on the field, the offense throws his way? Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I've noticed that, especially the deeper we got into last season and the better Nate Wiggins got, nobody was throwing his way hardly at all. They were always going to the other side of the field. So yeah, that is something I've absolutely noticed. He is, I mean, he is not the cover guy that Nate Wiggins is. If you're going to pick on one of those guys, I would definitely be going to looking Sheridan Jones's way more so than I would be Nate Wiggins. And Nate Wiggins, over the course of last season, I think he just grew up on the football field.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun to watch, man. After that, kind of had like a meltdown against Wake Forest, and then he just totally started to turn it around after that. And by the time we got to the end of the season, nobody was hardly throwing his way, and we saw why in that North Carolina game because if he gets his hands on the ball, he's a threat to take it back.
Yeah, I completely agree. I honestly though, that is it's not ideal, but if you're a coaching staff, you like the idea of having a guy like Nate who can take away a side of the field that allows you, to roll a safety or help share it out. And I think that is, kind of the way they handle it.
Yeah, I think it absolutely helps, especially with the way and this Clemson defense. They like to play a lot of man covers. They like to leave those defensive backs out there one on one, and having a guy like Nate Wiggins is absolutely beneficial.
Yeah. Not sure if I agree with this.
I think Toriano probably got put in a bad spot last year. I think he got put out there a little bit before he was ready. He absolutely has some growing pains. Make no mistake, he struggled at times, big time. I think he is going to. I think those growing pains are going to help him tremendously this year. It didn't help at the time. The pass defense was the weak link on that defense last year, but I think it's going to help him grow into a better pass defender this year. Toriano Pride's got a lot. He's a talented football
Yeah.
player. He
Yeah.
just needs to put it together. And he's typical Mike Reed corner. He's long. He's athletic. Not the tallest of guys, but he's long. And there's a difference. I think you're going to see noticeable improvement from him this year.
Yeah. His upside is through the roof. He has all the God given abilities to, leave here as, you know, really one of the greats. I think like he is thrown into the fire and had had to play, really, really just before he was ready. So I think this year you're gonna see him take a huge step forward. I think you're going to see, you know, Sheridan Jones take a huge step forward. I think you'll see Nate Williams just continue to soar and take on a lockdown car, much like Mackenzie Alexander had. He
I fully expect Nate Wiggins to start shooting up draft boards this year and him to leave after his junior season. I could see him potentially playing his way and possibly even being maybe a first round pick. I don't know. We'll see, but I don't. It wouldn't absolutely shock me if that were to happen. I think he's got those kind of tools. I think he can be a lockdown, you know, cover guy in the NFL, and I think he's got one of the best position coaches in the country. Helping to develop him. Clemson's got some dudes on the back end of that defense. Particularly at corner. In a perfect world, Sheridan Jones and Nate Wiggins stay healthy all year, and you can use guys like Toriano Pride and Jaden Lucas and let them fill more of those complementary roles while they continue to develop. Still only their second seasons, but I think both those guys, Pride and Lucas, have extremely high ceilings. I love the corners they signed in the 2023 class. I mean, I just think there is a lot of talent on the back end of that defense at corner.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you throw those guys into nickel and dime packages, and this is a scary group. I think that the secondary this season, you know, if if they stay healthy and can be as good as advertised, I think that they will end up being a huge reason that these Tigers make a run to the playoffs. Because look, you're facing quarterbacks like Drake Hay, Jordan Travis, Sam Hartman, uh, Brent Armstrong. Yeah, the list goes on. The ACC arguably has some of the deepest quarterback play in the nation. And so you're going to have guys that can take away sides of the field. And I think that this secondary has the opportunity to absolutely do that.
And you got enough dudes at safety. I think we're going to see a lot of nickel this year, more than we routinely see a bunch of nickel for Clemson. I
Yeah.
think we see even more this year. I think we're going to see a lot of 4-2-5. Um, and if for whatever reason, if Jones is struggling, if Sheridan Jones is struggling covering with a guy in a particular game, you can afford to give him some help, one of those safeties. Particularly when you got a guy like Wiggins on the other side of the field, who most of the time is probably going to be able to handle his man.
Oh, sure. I mean, if you're West Good, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you have the dogs that can do it, you have, you know, I think a lot of times, these coroners, they get, you know, caught overthinking things. And I think that, if Clemson, you know, best 11 defenders comes in the nickel, I fully see them utilizing that. I mean, you have to put your playmakers in the positions to make their plays.
And that lets you get Makuba, Phillips, Mickens all on the field at the same time. I just think we're
Yeah,
going to see a lot of that.
that's just scary. That's scary there. I mean, you put those four dudes out there. That is a dangerous kind.
Yeah, I think come the end of the season, we're talking about this secondary in a whole different light compared to what we were talking about them with regards to the 2022 season. I think they're going to be much improved. Um, Mike Reed always gets the benefit of the doubt with me. I've never made any bones about that. I think he's one of the best at what he does in this country. And I don't think Mickey Khan gets enough credit for what he's done with the safeties over the past few years. I mean, I know the pass defense was down some last year, but if you go back a couple years before that, the safeties have played well under him.
Yeah, yeah. As always, I want to encourage you to smash that like and subscribe button. Do us a huge favor. And look, Clemson wins the national title if you subscribe. So make sure you do your part. So let's go ahead and dive into the our breakout players. Yeah, offensively and defensively. Look, defensively, you are not allowed to say TJ Parker, okay? And offensively, you can't say Tyler
Not two
Rowe.
non-freshmen.
So, who are your players to watch this year from a standpoint of a guy that is flying a little under the radar?
On defense, give me Demonte Capehart. I think this is going to be his year that he starts really showing what he's capable of. This was a guy that was, you know, pretty highly recruited coming out of high school, right down the road here in Hartsville. Hasn't played much since he's been at Clemson. He had an injury one year and he's kind of been buried on the depth chart. I think he's going to get on the field this year, and I know Clemson's loaded on the interior of that defensive line, but I think he's going to earn some opportunities. And when he gets on the field, I think he's going to take advantage of every one of them. I've been high on this kid since they signed him. I think, I know Dabo likes to say the best is yet to come, but I think the best is absolutely yet to come for this guy. Um, I think Capehart's he's gonna be a name that Clemson fans are more familiar with after this season.
All right, so I'll flip over to the offensive side. I think Troy Stallah, yeah, he's a guy that, yeah, I think, yeah, Tiger fans have, yeah, wait on for him to come around. He has, yeah, had the injury, yeah, uh, 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 injury bug plague him. Uh, I think this is the year that Troy Stallah has an impact on the offense. He has so much speed, so much talent. Look, there is a reason that this kid was recruited by some of the you know, the top programs out there. And I think this year Clemson fans will have their first look at a healthy, fully engaged choice law. I think Dad called him out. After his scrimmage, he said, look, he said he's a guy that can help us. He said that he is tired of talking about him. He is ready for him to get on the field and show what he can do. So I think Troy Stella is going to have just not even a breakout season. I think he is going to be a key component to this offense.
Hey, I think most Clemson fans have given up on Stellato, seeing as he's been hurt the first 2 years and it's been ACL and he's had multiple hamstring issues. We're talking about a kid with 4.4 speed coming out of high school. That is elite level speed. That's what he was timed at the opening, a recruiting event they held down in Florida. I think it's fair to question how how much, if any, those hamstring issues have maybe affected that speed. But we're still talking about a kid that had more than 40 offers coming out of high school. All of the big boys wanted him. Kind of came down to Clemson and Ohio State. Um, the talent, if you go watch his high school film, it's unmistakable. It just jumps off the screen at you. He's a precise route runner. He's precise is is the exact word, is the right word. He's so precise in everything he does. He's got excellent hands, excellent ball skills. Talking about a guy that needs a little bit of luck though. He needs a bounce to go his way this year. Absolutely. But if he can stay healthy, man, he can help this offense in a big way because people look at him and his smaller stature and they just assume he's a slot guy. But this guy, he can play outside too, man. He's not just limited to a role in the slot. Matter of fact, he's listed on the depth chart as one of the outside receivers. He can help you in a lot of ways. And this Clemson offense is only better if Stellato stays healthy.
Yeah. I he is a kid. Honestly, he kind of reminds me of Hunter Renfro. He's got a shiftiness. He's got you know obviously more speed than Renfro.
Yeah, that,
However, he has the shiftiness. He's got the running. He can do it all. It's just a matter of him staying healthy. And I think it says a lot, honestly, about him that he hasn't transferred. I mean, how many kids have you seen? You know, you know, have injury issues, have stuff happen, and they go, you know what? I'm out of here. I need a fresh start. I need somewhere else. And, they take off. So, to me, I think it says a lot about his character and, the really, I mean, it's his belief that he can add something to this offense.
yeah, I think he can add something to this offense. And you're talking about guys that get injured and end up transferring out. EJ Williams is a perfect example. He's been injured the past couple years, transferred to Indiana. He ain't starting. He's a backup at Indiana too. I mean, the grass isn't always greener. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think it is a
well,
10.
Indiana probably saw that fumble in the South Carolina game and said, no, I don't think so.
I But yeah, going back to Stellato, I think he can be a big time asset. He's just got to be available. That's all there is to it. If he can stay healthy, he is a major weapon on this offense.
Yeah. And on the defensive side for me, I know he's a star. Uh, I think Justin Rascal is geared up for a huge season. You know, he is a he's another guy who has laid his time. He has had chances to leave. He could have transferred. He could have gone other places. However, he has uh, patiently waited, and now is his time. I think he is very, very underrated when it comes to the defensive line. You have guys talking Tyler Davis, Rook, XT, yeah. Hell, I ain't there even talking. Here was TJ Harker, Justin Rascal, I think has, you know, taken this season as a chip on his shoulder. And I fully believe that he is going to have a huge season. And honestly, like I said about the secondary, he is going if if he has the kind of season that I think he can have, I think he is a reason the Tigers will, yeah, they will be playing for something special in late December.
Hey, the best thing to aid your pass defense is the elite level pass rush. I didn't ever name my guy on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going with Randall. I think he's being slept on. I think just because he didn't have that breakout season in his freshman year, people are kind of overlooking him a little bit. I think he is going to be a big part of this offense this year. I think him and Bo Collins are both going to have big seasons, but I think Randall's got the potential to kind of evolve into that alpha guy or that alpha personality in that room. I think he's got that kind of talent. I don't know if it'll happen this year as a sophomore. That those guys kind of tend to grow into those roles the further they get into their careers. But I think this is going to be a kicking off point for his career this year. I think he's gonna do big things.
Yeah. Do you think that the fact that so many people around the country are sleeping on him, you know, does that provide him with, extra, motivation to say, hey, I'm still here. You're talking, you know, all these new guys, Troy Stellato, you got, Will Collins, you got Antonio Williams, Tyler Brown, Noah Johnson. Yeah. Is this the year where Tiger fans get to see the Aaron that you saw in high school?
You talking about people sleeping on him nationally? I think people inside this fan base, inside the Clemson fan base, are sleeping on him. They didn't see it last year so they don't think he's got it. We're talking about a guy that tore his ACL. Um, it's understandable that he was not that guy last year when he came back. Then after he came back, he had a hand injury or a finger injury. I can't remember which one it was. I don't think he was ever fully healthy physically. Definitely wasn't fully trusting in that knee yet last year. That takes some time to come back for some guys. The Adam Randall that we saw last year after he came back from that injury was kind of a shell of what I saw of him in Myrtle Beach. Not the same dude at all. Um, the last time I saw him play in high school, he came here to town to play South Florence. He was their entire offense that night. He played quarterback, running back, wide receiver. He played safety on the defensive side of the ball. I think I want to say he even punted. My memory's serving me correctly, but I think that guy is so much more than what we saw last year. And we live in kind of this world right now where if I don't see it right now, I'm going to forget about it. And, I've just had so many people, or I've heard from some or seen people on social media, just kind of writing Adam Randall off based off what they saw last year. And I think you are vastly underselling that kid if you are doing that.
Yeah, a there is something to be said about a guy that can overcome an ACL injury. Like I think a lot of people just don't understand, how difficult it is to come back from that, and to trust, the fact that your knee is healthy and that you can go out there and make the cuts and do the things you're required to. Look, we saw it with Mike Williams. After he came back from his neck injury, he was fully clear. He said it took him, you know, almost the entire following season before he fully trusted that he was healthy. I mean, so yeah, it's a
Randall was
huge,
also playing with that huge bulky brace on that leg last year too, and that impacts your mobility. Make no mistake, he's not wearing the brace anymore. I think that's going to free him up a lot too.
yeah. Uh, yeah, the national championship odds have just, let's see here. They are just re-released after this past weekend's games, and the Tigers are sitting at plus 1,600. Obviously, Georgia is the top dog. And look, I have zero issue with Georgia. Yeah, being number one. To me, you own that spot until someone takes it from you.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to pick against Georgia making another run this year, especially when you take into account that schedule they play. There's not a lot of meat on the bone there. Um, there's just so much talent on that football team. I know they're breaking in a new quarterback. I don't care. You know, Stetson Bennett wasn't a world beater as a quarterback. He wasn't some former 5-star guy, but he knew how to run that. He knew how to run the system they employed and run it well. That's all they need Beck to do this year. That defense should still be one of the nation's best. It's hard to pick against those guys.
Yeah, the next couple of kind of surprised me because you have Alabama at plus 600 and Ohio State at plus 700. Honestly, yeah, these are two teams that neither one of us had in our playoffs. So, I mean, Alabama, I mean, yeah, they are they are a huge question mark. You know, Racinka said that he expects them to take a huge step back this year. In Ohio State, you have Coach Steve Spurrier more than any person in the country when talking about Ohio State, saying that if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. So I mean, this is I mean, is it just name recognition? Is it just hope? I mean,
I don't
how
know.
can you have Ohio State and Alabama in there? And I agree. I think these are both teams that are going to take steps back.
I had Ohio State as my team that I thought might take a little step back this year, but Brad convinced me last week. I hadn't really considered Alabama. I knew about the quarterback stuff. I think they were kind of dependent on Ty Simpson being ready this year. And Clemson fans might remember that name because that's who Clemson was targeting in the 2022 class. Till he committed to Alabama, then they moved on to Klubnik. Things tend to have a way of working out, don't they? Here we are, both of them entering their second seasons, and Simpson's still not ready to take over. Nick Saban had to go to the portal and kind of poach a quarterback from a Power Five school. Didn't make Trent Dilfer very happy in the process. But there are questions about that quarterback there at Alabama, and there are questions about the quarterback situation at Ohio State. Still haven't settled on a starter. Although there is a ton of talent on that offense, but if you don't got the quarterback, man, it don't. That's where it starts and stops with your quarterback. If you don't have the quarterback, what difference does it make who he's throwing to if he can't get the ball to him?
Yeah, 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 you have let's see. Then yeah, after Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, you have Michigan. That is one that I think we all agree on. LSU is intriguing because LSU, yeah, I haven't looked at their schedule. They'll have to play Alabama. I am not sure if they have Georgia this year. Uh, that could be your SEC championship game. So yeah, we have seen these CFP committees liking the SEC champion and the loser as long as it's a close game. So
Yeah,
that
LSU does not draw Georgia this year in the regular season.
all right. So see, then that sets up perfect for your two SEC teams.
They get
As
Florida
long,
and Missouri from the East.
yeah. So as long as they can get past Alabama, then you're looking at a possible LSU Georgia SEC championship. And if that game is close, I don't see how the committee keeps them out.
Assuming LSU gets
Then,
by Florida State in the season opener.
oh, we aren't even talking about that.
Hey, I like this LSU team. I like the quarterback they have there. He might even be a sleeper Heisman candidate. But I'm not ready to go out on a limb and call them a playoff team yet. I think they're getting closer though. I absolutely believe that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then your Clemson Tigers. I mean, this is intriguing right here. Because, plus 1600, that's good. That to me is if I am a, yeah, a gambling guy, I like that. I like the Tigers there. Then USC, then Penn State. And this is where it gets interesting. For as much hype, for as much talk, for as much crap as we have heard about how, the Seminoles are right. This is their year. They're going to dethrone Clemson and make it into the playoffs. And they are going, the Fighting Viking Rebels are back. I mean, they have the exact same odds as Texas, who hasn't been back since Matthew McConaughey was there.
Yeah, I've made no secret about the fact that I'm not buying all this Florida State hype. Not as a playoff team or a top 5 team or whatever. You want to tell me they're a top 10 team? Okay, maybe I'll buy that. Norvell added some nice pieces to the portal. They got some pieces at wide receiver. Obviously, they've got a quarterback. They got some nice pieces on defense, but I'm not ready to crown these guys ACC champs by any stretch, much less ready to pencil them into a 14 playoff. I want to see them go beat LSU. They should have blown LSU's doors off last year. That game should not have been close. They let LSU hang around and hang around and hang around, and they almost paid for it.
It's not gonna happen. I am calling you right now on Tuesday night. LSU is going to knock off FSU. FSU enters death at, at let's
Two and
see,
one.
is Jason still there? There you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
They enter Death Valley 1-1 and leave Death Valley with their second loss. And that is when things are going to get very interesting for this Florida State team. Is just a hodgepodge of guys and a hodge. Uh, they are just a mismatch uh, of players and stuff, and that is not how you can build a program or a team. So, yeah, the Florida State high train is going to come to a screeching halt September 29th, and they pick up their second loss of the season. And then everyone's going to be talking about whether or not this is a 7-5 or 8-4 team.
For all this hype Florida State's getting, they're not even the favorite in that opener against LSU. LSU's favored in that game. I mean, that's not that doesn't sound like the makings of a team, that's supposed to be competing for a spot in the playoff or a national title or whatever. You're, a 2.5, 3 point favorite to LSU to open the season. You should be favored in that game. It's a neutral
It's
site game. I know it's in Louisiana, but it's still a neutral site game. Um, maybe you should be the favorite by 2.5, 3 points. Considering all the hype they've gotten. Um, the season LSU had, last year, I could see them. I could see them getting that same kind of hype this year. Kind of expected it, but it's kind of going Florida State's way. They have been the media darling all off season nationally, not just around here. Um, I'm kind of with you. I think that thing's going to come off the tracks before the end of September, and it's going to be interesting to see how they respond because that's a team, like you said, it's kind of just been put together. They have not been through the wars yet together. A lot of pieces from the portal, so they've not had an opportunity to really gel as teammates. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond if things don't go their way in the opening month of the season.
yeah, and just to clarify, that game is actually in Orlando.
Oh, I thought it was in the Superdome.
No, it's at Camping Earl Stadium.
Was it in the Superdome last year?
Yeah.
See, man, my memory just isn't what it was. I get them confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is in Orlando. Hey, that's even worse. You're in Florida and you are still the underdog. That kind of just solidifies my point even more. I don't know if I stated it. I don't know if I said it as good as I could have what I was trying to say there. But if you're going to be a national title contending team, and that game's actually in Florida, you should be the favorite in that game. Make no mistake.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another interesting line is Clemson and Duke has actually gone up. It opened at 12 and a half and is currently at 13. Yeah. I know that, yeah, we are going to make our picks our live show at Magnate South Anderson on Friday. I like the Tigers to cover.
Bet Online actually opened that game up with Clemson as a 13.5 point favorite. But I'm with you. I like Clemson to cover too. I think it's going to be a competitive game. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Clemson's going to go in there and smoke them and beat them by 30 or anything like that. But I do think the talent gap wins out in the end. Clemson's the more talented team, especially along the trenches. And I think that's where this football game is going to be won. And I think Clemson's going to win by a couple of scores and cover that number.
Absolutely. Real quick before we get out of here, the expansion talk apparently has come to a screeching halt. Obviously, the tragedy at UNC last night or yesterday had the conference presidents delay their funding. Jim Phillips, though, is headed to the CFP and everything I'm hearing from my sources say that they still do not have the votes to expand. So, another day, another hour, another, what's the days of our life thing? Like sands to the hourglass are the days of our lives. Like sands to the hourglass are, the expansion talk. I think the longer this drags on, the worse it is for Stanford, Cal, SMU. I think, Stanford and Cal especially, put their eggs all in the ACC basket, and if if the if they can't sway a couple of no votes, I think they are going to be in a seriously world of hurt.
Yeah, I'm with you. The longer this thing drags on, the least likely, the less likely it is to happen. Maybe I don't know. For everybody that doesn't want to see it happen, maybe it was a good thing this thing got put off for a few days, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense. You talking about adding two teams from the West Coast? It'd be different for me, at least, if you're talking about adding all four of those teams and kind of maybe creating a Western pod where teams aren't having to fly back and forth all the time, especially the non-revenue sports. If you add the non-revenue sports in this deal, I just, I get it. You get the revenue bump for the first 5 years, first 7 years, whatever it is they're trying to work out. But at some point, Stanford and Cal and SMU, they're going to want to become full partners. They're going to want to have their full share. And I mean, you're right back where you started from at square one, probably making less money.
Exactly. Well, as we end our show, I want to give a huge shout out to uh, to Rasinka, who has kind of, you know, he has become our in-house, a graphic design guru,
Yes,
and
he has.
he is, you know, putting out all kinds of great content and stuff. So I want to give him a shot. I want to leave y'all with a little video that he put together. So enjoy this. I promise tomorrow night my voice will be back because I will not have tacos and hot sauce and everything else that destroys your voice before you go on air. Thank you to everyone for joining us. Enjoy this little high video, and y'all take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.